Welcome to my All About Algebra course. In this 6-week course, we're going to be running through all of the basic algebra skills in order to help get your child prepared for algebra in Year 6. In this week's session, in week 1, we are going to be being introduced to the basics of algebra. So we're going to learn what algebra is and start to think about some of the basic rules. Don't forget to download the workbook that accompanies this lesson. There will be some practice questions that I go through during the video, and then there will be plenty of questions to practice after the video. So let's begin with the question, what is algebra? Do you have any ideas yourself what algebra is? What does algebra mean to you? Now, algebra essentially is when we have a calculation, but we have a missing number. We have a missing value, and that missing number or missing value is usually replaced with a letter. Now, earlier on in school, from perhaps Year 2 onwards, you may see number sentences like this, where we have a question mark to replace a missing number. Now, with a relatively simple sentence like this, 3 plus something equals 7, you are probably able to figure out what the question mark is. Now, I'm using a very simple number sentence so that you can begin to understand the concept of algebra. So this is basically the beginning of building up our algebraic thinking. This is the first step of algebra because we're working with an unknown. Now in algebra, we would replace that question mark with a letter. So for this example, I'm going to replace the question mark with the letter N. 3 plus N equals 7. Now for this solution, for this number sentence, you can probably figure out that the missing number is 4 because you probably can mentally calculate in your head that 3 plus 4 makes 7, or you may have used the inverse and subtracted 3 from the 7. So in this sentence, N is equal to 4, or if we look to the top one, the question mark is equal to 4. Okay, so algebra is basically replacing a missing value, a missing number, with a letter. That's the very first step that we need to think about. So we now know that in algebra, a letter replaces our question mark. The question mark is what we may have seen earlier on in school. We may have seen number sentences with question marks in, and we have to figure out that missing value. Algebra is exactly the same. A letter is replacing a mystery number, a missing value. Now, there are a few more other rules that we need to learn in algebra. For example, when we see something like 3n, what this actually means is 3 times that mystery number. Now remember earlier on I said that n is the same as our mystery number. So 3n actually means 3 times that mystery number, 3 multiplied by that mystery number. Now in algebra, an important rule is that we don't use the multiplication symbol. So we don't write 3 times n, we write 3n. So 3n is basically like saying 3 times n, but we don't actually write 3 times n. And that's maybe because the letter X is used quite commonly in algebra, and we don't want to get the X for the multiplication mixed up with X, the letter. So if you see 3n, that means 3 lots of n, which is the same as 3 multiplied by n, or 3 multiplied by that missing number. So first rule I want you to remember is that we don't use the multiplication symbol. When you see a number next to a letter, it means to multiply it. If you see 2 letters next to each other, it also means to multiply it. Let's take this a step further. Let's look at this calculation, 3n plus 5. Okay, so the n is a mystery number. So what that's telling us is that we need to multiply 3 by our mystery number and then add 5. Now I've put brackets around this part of the equation. It's not actually necessary because if we follow the order of operations, our multiplication needs to be done first, but I'm putting it there so that you can really understand that we need to multiply our 3 times n first and then add our 5. Now as we go on and we get to the practice section of your workbook, your worksheet that you should have downloaded, we're going to actually go through some of these questions together. So if it doesn't make full sense right now, don't worry, it should become clearer as we go on. Okay, let's look at another example. Here we have 8 plus 4n. Remember, n is our mystery number. Now we do need to put brackets in here for the order of operations. We would always multiply first. So if I was to just write that out, it's 8 plus 4 times n. We need to make sure that we're multiplying first. We need to make sure that we do 4 times n before we add the 8, and that we don't accidentally do 12 times n, which is our mystery number. Okay, so if you have 4n, 5n, 3n, you must make sure you calculate that bit first. Okay. Finally, you can sometimes see in algebra, or often in algebra, your letters squared. So n squared simply means exactly the same as if you were squaring a number, that you are multiplying that number twice. So n squared just means n times n. It means whatever the mystery number is times itself. N cubed is exactly like if you were to cube a number. It means you take that mystery number and you multiply it by itself 3 times. So we've got 1, 2, 3 for n cubed, and we have 1, 2 for n squared. Okay, I think we could move on to the next bit. So the hardest questions you should have on your sheets will be when you're squaring a number and also adding, or and also subtracting. So in our first one, we've got n squared plus 10. N squared means we're going to multiply the n by itself. So we've got 2 n's for n squared. We would do that first and then we would add our 10. In our second one, we've got n cubed. So that means we have 3 n's multiplied and then we would subtract our 10. Now, of course, at the moment, we don't know what n is. It's a mystery. We are just writing out algebraic expressions. I'm just explaining to you what the letters mean in a sentence. The letter n, or the question mark, or the letter x, whatever letter is used, is to represent a missing number. And n has to be just one number. So, for example, I couldn't have this n as being 3 and this n as being 5. N is one number, okay, and it's the same number in all of these instances. Let's have a practice. So we're going to look at the first activity on your worksheet now. Now it actually gives you what n is. So this time we are substituting. Now this is something that you will do a lot more of in year 7. Substituting is when you are given the value of a letter and you're going to put that value into the sum. So our first sum is 4n. Now I'm using a bar model here to demonstrate. So you can see I have my bars and I have 4 of them. So 4 of the same bar, and I've put them together. Now if each of these is worth n, if each of these is n, that's an n, that's an n, that's an n, and that's an n, I have altogether 4n, which is also the same as 4 lots of n or 4 times n. Now I also know what n is worth because it is worth 3. If one n is worth 3, they are all worth 3. The letter n is just representing one number and we are told that it is worth 3. So if each of these bars are worth 3, if we were to add them all up, we would have 3, 6, 9, 12. So 4n is 12. Now the other way to write it is to remember that 4n means 4 times n. Okay, we don't use the times in algebra, but 4n means 4 times n. We know what n is, so we can actually replace it. We can substitute it for the value, which is 3. And we know that 4 times 3 is 12. Pause the screen if you need a minute to let that sink in and make sure you fully understand that. 4n means 4 times n, and we know what n is, so we can swap it. 4n is the same as 4 times 3, which is 12. And I've also shown it using bars. You can actually use objects as well. If you have an object and you can repeat that object 4 times. So if you've got a coin or a counter or a Lego brick, it must be the same. If you've got 4 of those and each of those was worth 3, what would you have if you had 4 of them all together? And 4 lots of 3 is 12. Okay. We are going to move on to question 2 on your practice section. This time we have 3n plus 5. So as before, I'm using my bars, and you can see I've got 3 bars, but I've just put them all together. Now I know that n is 3. So I'm going to write on my bars that n is 3. And I've also got 3 n's. I've got 3 of them. I've got 1, 2, 3. Here are my 3 n's. And plus 5. So this is worth 5. So I've got 3n and I've got 5. Okay. Now if we think about our 3 n's, if I was to count up my n's, I've got 3, 6, 9. This adds to 9, and I know this is 5, so I simply need to do 9 plus 5 to get my answer. Now if I actually look at my number sentence, move it up a little bit, 3n means 3 times n. I know what n is, it's 3. And I'm going to just put that in a bracket just to show that that's my 3n. Okay, this is the same as this. 3n is 3 times 3. Now, if n was something else, if n was 5, then I'd have to do 3 times 5. But n is 3 in this instance. And then I need to add 5. So I've ended up with 9 plus 5, which is 14. Is this starting to make sense now? Remember, you can pause and you can rewind. So you've got 2 methods. You can represent your number sentence using bars, as I've done at the bottom, or you can simply rewrite it, but swap your letter n for the value 3. Okay, let's have a look at how I might use my bars if I was doing a subtraction sentence. So first of all, I've got my 4n. So I've got 4 bars. Each of these bars is n. So you can see that there is very clearly my 4n. Okay, and each n is worth 3. So I could actually say what my 4n is worth. 4 n's is worth 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 3 times 4, which is 12. Okay, here is my subtract 6. Okay, if you are not familiar with a bar model, I am going to show you how to just write it out, substituting it. But I can see if I was to take 6 away from my 12 at the top, my answer is going to be this bit. So 12 subtract 6 is 6, and this is not to scale. Obviously 6 is half of 12, so it would be a lot bigger, but just so you've got an idea of how to use a bar model to help you visualize what you need to do. Okay, let's do it now with substituting. Now 4n is equal to 4 lots of n, but remember we don't use the multiplication symbol. So 4n, I'm going to replace the n with 3 and put that in brackets. Okay, 4n is this 4 times 3. and then I need to subtract 6. So this is the same as saying 12 subtract 6 because my bracket is 12. Okay, 4n is the same as 4 times 3, which is the same as 12. And then when I subtract 6, you can see that my answer is 6. So let's have a go at the final question, and I'm not going to use a bar this time. So here I've got n squared plus 8. Now remember, n squared means n times n. Means n times n plus 8. So I'm just rewriting it. This is the same as n squared. Now I know what n is because it is 3. So n times n is the same as 3 times 3 plus 8. Okay, so you can see this is all the same thing. And if I now calculate my bracket, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 8. I'm finally ready to carry out my last calculation. So 9 plus 8 is 17, which means n squared plus 8 is 17. So in this activity, you are substituting, you are replacing, you're given the letter n, but I'm actually giving you what that letter is worth. So you just need to swap it in. Now on your worksheet, which you should have downloaded in session 1, you have the practice session, which is what we've gone through. The have a go section, n is worth 5. So have a go at all of those problems. If you were to swap the letter n for the number 5, what answer would you get? Remember, there is no multiplication. If a letter and a number are together, that means you need to multiply them. So 3n means 3 times n. For the challenge, you are given 2 letters. You're given that x is worth 6 and y is worth 8. Can you have a go at solving those calculations, swapping both the letters x and y? Now remember, when 2 values are next to each other, it means you need to multiply them. So when you have 2y, it means you need 2 lots of y. When you have 3x, it means you need 3 lots of x. And when you have xy, so on the very last question, you have 2 lots of xy, that simply means x multiplied by y. Swap the x and the y for the numbers. X is worth 6, y is worth 8. xy simply means 6 times 8. Okay, good luck with that. Let me know how you get on. And if you would like to know anything more about algebra, specifically the algebra objectives that are in the Year 6 National Curriculum, you can head over to the Pocket Private Tutor app where there are all 5 algebra objectives there with lesson videos, worksheets and even past stats questions. You can download it from the Apple Store or from Google Play, and you can watch all the videos from your mobile phone or from an iPad. All you need to do is to print out the worksheets. You can actually try out the first algebra objective completely free. So using simple formulae is completely free. But if you want to access any of the other content, it's just $9.99 a month.